thee, saith the Lord. For thy help will I send my servants Esau and Jeremy, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with divers fruits, and as many fountains flowing with milk and honey, and 7 mighty mountains, whereupon there grow roses and lilies, whereby I will fill thy children with joy. Do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor, defend the orphan, clothe the naked, heal the broken and the weak, laugh not a lame man to scorn, defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my clearness.
Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakah Kadash. That belongs to elders and apostles who do well. Citation to election out there, the true, real house of David. And, getting straight to the point, the vast majority of our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And they're destroyed because a lot of you false leaders, man. And it's really sickening and really seeing and really witnessing how bad this plague and bad the times that we're in is. It's really sickening, man, and we really see how the Lord felt. We're really feeling how the Lord felt. And when he looked on the multitudes, which I'll get this precept first, he was moved to basically pity, meaning he was disappointed because it was as sheep having no shepherd. And this is what it is with the vast majority of our people and the leaders of our people. A lot of you guys in this truth, GMS included, you lead our people astray, man. You lead them away from the Lord. Sakari, ISBK, you see, and you lead them to what? To smooth things, to you. See, but that's why you're not wise, and that's why you're not the wise virgin. You're the foolish virgins. You see, and a lot of you guys, you're trying to seek out to spy our liberty that we have in Yahushai. Just like Samson, like they would send certain women, or they'd send certain brothers, feigned brothers, fake brothers. But see, we're in a time right now where it's like everything's being proven, whether it's real or fake, and many of you is fake. You see? And so I'm going to just tell you brothers out there, if you find yourself alone or you preach the word alone, hey, don't get discouraged, man. Be courageous, man, because the Lord's with you. Man's not with you. Woman ain't with you, right? The multitudes is with the false apostles, false prophets that have the carnal things. And that's another main reason why a lot of multitudes follow the Lord. They only follow the Lord because of the carnal bread, and they were filled with the loaves. When it came to the spiritual things, the miracles, they did not care about that. They didn't receive that. They didn't grasp that. That's what they had lacking. That's what they didn't have. And that's the most important and vital things in these times. You see? So this is Matthew 9:36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. So they have no leader. They don't have the Lord in them. You see, they're not following his commandments. They're not following his spirit that's on his certain men these last days. Because truthfully, the spirit of the Lord has gone very rogue, man. You see? And this is what is the recompense of the wickedness of our people. Because you have to understand that the vast majority of our people, they're the ones. Let's go to this precept real quick. Let's go to Matthew. Because Matthew 27:25. Because a lot of our people, they're guilty of the blood of Yahushai. They're unworthy. They're drinking of the cup unworthily. You see? And they're drinking it they're taking part of this truth, the damnation unto themselves. So you can be a researcher. You can know all the information. You can be more breaking news than the 7 o'clock news and more than Dabu 777. But if you don't have the spirit, then all that you're doing is irrelevant and vain. Because that's not going to get you saved. Just because you know that there was a tornado in this state or this happened in there. So this is Matthew 27:25. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and on our children. You see? So when it came down to certain people that were sick, the disciples would ask the Lord, who sinned? They want to know why were they so sick? Why were they so plagued? You see? John 9:1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. So you have certain of our people out there that the works and the miracles are going to be manifest in them. But on the other hand, you have some that they're suffering in such a lukewarm, docile, destroyed spirit because they're wicked, man, and they're guilty of the blood of Yahushai. And this is what you're going to come across in meeting people in this truth. You're going to meet a lot of bad, right? There's going to be many bad that's going to be cast back out into this world. And they're going to have a few good. You're only going to find a few good sheep, a few good fish that are going to be preserved and have that salt in them and on them. You see? John 10:9, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved. So you got to enter in. You got to enter in the right way. There's only one way. You see? And this is how you're supposed to teach this word very, very sincerely and right to the point. You see? It says, and shall go in and out and find pasture. So you're going to be able to be amongst this world, but not be sucked up into it. Like Korah and Dathan and Abiram, they were sucked into the earth, literally. You see? But what happens, guys, is that they've been sucked back into this world, man. And caring for this world, caring for their life, caring about their social media platforms and what they built here. You see? It says, shall go in and out and shall find pasture. You see? But you're not going to be of the world. You'll be in the world, but not of the world. You see? Habakkuk 2. And the Lord said, you can't be a partaker of the cup of devils and the cup of the Lord. So you can't pick two. And a lot of you guys are in the middle. A lot of you women that are in the middle, women, men, children, your cat, your dog. If you're in the middle, then guess what? You're gonna be destroyed too, because you're lukewarm. You're not all the way hot for the Lord. You see? You have to be willing, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You have to be willing to go into the fire, man, to not transgress the commandments of the Lord. The Maccabees, they wouldn't even act like they was tasting swine. You had the elder. They was trying to make the elder eat the swine, and he was refusing it. And then at the last, they was like, all right, you know what? We're going to give you some lamb, but act like it's pork just so you can put that vibration on your nation that it's okay to sin and go off, man. And he still didn't sell out. He kept his integrity to the end, and he died for the Lord. See, and that's what we're doing. Habakkuk 2:15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. And that's what you hypocrites, you fast, you scribes, that's what you've done. That's what you're doing, man. You're not giving a drink of water to the prophets. You're giving them a cup of poison, man, trying to kill the elect, trying to kill orphans and fatherless and childless and widows, man. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also. Because our people, they're drunk, but not with wine. They're drunk, but not with wine, man. They're drunk off the fame and clout and praise and the comfortability and all the smooth thing that comes with this truth and all the power that comes with this truth. They don't hold this truth in righteousness, but rather in unrighteousness, man. That's why everyone loves them and speaks well of them. So did they to the false prophets, man. And your card's being pulled. And it's not going to stop being pulled until this place is destroyed. You see? Because I'm sick of all wickedness. I'm sick of our people so simple and easily deceived, man. You see? It says, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. You see? And it's not talking about, oh, I want to see you naked. No, it's not talking carnally. It's talking spiritually. They spiritually do not have any covering of the Lord over them, man. You see? They have man over them. And that's why there's many twofold children of hell out here, and especially in this truth. You see? Especially in this truth. And when you go to Exodus, they made themselves naked by what? Their idolatry. And they weren't literally naked. It was just that they didn't have the covering of the Spirit of the Lord, the commandments, walking in the way, the straight gate. They put that all off in 40 days. When they didn't see Moses 40 days, they put that all off, and they started to defile themselves with idolatry, going into the ways of the heathens. A lot of you guys are going into the ways of the heathens. Exodus 32:25, and when Moses saw that the people were naked, you see, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. So then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? And that's questions being asked right now. Who is really on the Lord's side, man? And the truth of the matter is only a few, not many. And Lord said, if they do not have the mark in Ezekiel 9:4, slay utterly both old and young, woman and man. Have no pity upon them. Says, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gather themselves together unto him. So Levi is symbolic of what? Those that are truly joined unto the Lord, not joined unto Baal Peor. Because that word Baal Peor goes in what? The gap. They was in the middle. And they was on the other side. And then you had some in the middle. They was like, I don't really know where to go. And then the Lord just swallowed them all up if he wasn't on the Lord's side with Moses and where the true spirit of the Lord was. You see? And matter of fact, let's get that word for naked, because basically they were ashamed of their sins. That's what it was going into. And that's what's happened to our people. They're not ashamed of their sins and where they're going off, and them being in confusion and being like the heathens. So that word naked in the Hebrew is parai. Look at that. It says parai. It says to ignore. See, you got a lot of guys, you're ignoring the spirit. You're ignoring the true man of the Lord that's sent unto you. Like just as you hid your face at Yahushai's face, you're hiding your face from the true man of the Lord. It says to avoid neglect. You see? To show a lack of restraint. Oh, look at that. It says to overlook, to reject as counsel. You see? Which is the true advice of the Lord. Now, when you go to that word, to avoid the neglect, let's get this precept real quick. You know, but those that do have eyes and are in the spirit and walk in the straight gate, this is only to what? Strengthen you, confirm your soul, make you more powerful, make you more sharp, make you realize more things. See, our eyes are just opening wider and wider. You see, we're just seeing more and more things. Hebrews 10:25, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as they see the day approaching. But it's like a lot of our people, they realize the day is approaching, but they're not doing what is necessary for them to be saved. It doesn't matter if you know the RFID chip is a mark of the beast. It doesn't matter if you know the name of the Lord. That's not enough. You see, you have to make your body living sacrifice, and you have to really prove to the Lord that you're on his side, and not with the reprobates and the lukewarm and the false and the fakes and the phonies, man. You see? This is Wisdom Solomon 3:10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, right? What their thoughts are, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. You see? This is literally what they do, man. It says, for whoso despised wisdom and nurture, right? You despising what we're saying. You're despising how we're coming. He is miserable and their hope is vain. So these people are miserable, man, our people. Their labor is unfruitful, right? Because they're not bringing forth the fruits, meat that's required for repentance, for you to really turn back to the Lord. And their works unprofitable, you see? Their wives are foolish. And their children wicked, you see? So this is that generation, man. This is that wicked generation. Let's go to Proverbs. You know, this world's all about holding you back. And the 2/3 of our people, inside and outside the truth, this world has done a great job of holding you back. Restraining you, keeping you, keeping your shame on you, naked, having you naked, having no cover. You see? Because you cared about the world. You cared about how the world looked at you. See, Proverbs 30:12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. You see? And that's times we're in right now. So as the true elect are able to have passion and can come in and out, right? And they don't get sucked up and consumed with this world, right? The 2/3 of our people, they're not able to do that. This is first, because they don't have the shepherd. They don't have Yahushai. 1 Samuel 18:5. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely, and Saul set him over the men of war. And he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. You see, so David, he was accepted in the sight of all the servants of the Lord. You see, he was beloved, but he went through a lot of hell, a lot of persecution, a lot of drama, right? First, it's like 2 Samuel 5:1 says, Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh, right? So the ones that are truly of the Lord and of David and of the elect, they're of one mind, they're of one body, you see, and they're all moving in the same accord. They're moving, they're saying the same things. They're in the same spirit. They're in the same mind frame. They care about the same things. As a matter of fact, when you go to Acts, that's what the apostles and the true men of the Lord were always doing. Acts 2:44, it says, and all that believed were together and had all things common, and sold their possessions and goods, and parted them to all men as every man had need. And they, continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart. See, so they was able to break bread with each other because why? They agreed with each other. They were in total agreement of what was happening. They was in total agreement of what the objective was. It says, praising God and having favor with all people, and the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. And the Lord said in the prophecy that many shall be created, but only few shall be saved. And the Lord said, hold back thy bread from a wicked person, man. You know, when you meet certain people, right, you're gonna notice something very quickly, like if they're really in the spirit or whether they're not. And then once you examine them, you start to like prove them, ask certain questions. It's gonna really manifest and reveal if they're of the Lord or not, if they're really sent of the Lord, or if they're really in the spirit or not. And then they're gonna have to like separate from you, or they're gonna cleave to you, just like in 2 Samuel 5:1. They were bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. This is a marriage. This is a man and woman coming together as one. This is the Lord Yahushua, the bridegroom, and his elect coming together into one. Sirach 12:5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread, right? And don't, because when the foolish virgins came to the wise virgins, they said, nah, we ain't gonna give you any of our oil, man. Same thing happening now. We're not gonna give you of our oil. You see, we're not gonna basically like let you into the inner gate. You gotta stand without the gate, because you're coming in and you're saying things that's profane. It says, hold back thy bread and give it unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby, for else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good that thou shalt done unto him. You see, and that's very heavy. That's very important, man. Because when you go to Galatians, you have that. That's why you have to always have your guard up. Never let it down. Put not confidence in a friend, you see. Keep the doors shut of her that lieth in thy bosom. You see? Because, yeah, a lot of people talk, but they're not really talking the gospel. They're rather gossiping, revealing secrets. That's why you be very aware of who you're letting in. And don't get also, don't get all bamboozled with Isaiah 4:1. You see? Because of the vast majority of these women, man, they're going to be killed, man. You see? But the 0.1%, they're going to be saved and delivered. Galatians 2:4, and that because of false brethren, right, false people. Look what happened with Samson. You had a false girlfriend that tried to, get to him, which she did. She fulfilled that. But see, why these things were written for our learning, that we won't go through the same things. We won't be destroyed by our enemies and by these spies. We're actually going to switch the card on them. You see? We got a righteous report. They got an evil report. says, and that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty which we have in Hamashiach Yahushai, that they might bring us into bondage, right? They want to bring us into captivity like them. They want us to be all messed up in the head like them. You see? Plagued like them. And that's what a disease does. A disease wants to travel. It wants to get another host. Like these demons, man. And that's why Lord said, don't touch anything of Korah and Dathan and Abraham, number 16, man. And they're back here today. See? And we've been pinpointing them. And we pinpoint them all the time. Guys, they don't teach you the gospel of Yahushai. They're teaching you the gospel of vocab, man. Giving more energy and giving more of a sacrifice to a man. That's a reprobate. You see? 2 Samuel 5:2. Also in time past when Saul was king over us, that was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord said to thee, thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel. You see? So we give you that organic. We give you that whole food, man. That whole meal. That's going to really sustain you. But see, guys, they got GMO food. They're going to give you an apple. It looks so good on the outside. Oh my gosh, I've never seen an apple so perfect. But it's a fucking GMO apple. There's no seed in it. Guys, they ain't got the seed. They ain't got the seed, the grain of a mustard seed. They ain't got faith. You see, they ain't moving mountains. They're not moving nothing. They want everything to stay how it is. See how heavy this is? 1 Samuel 18:16. But all Israel and Judah loved David because he went out and came in before them. You see? Because he had the pasture. He had the shepherd. He knew where he was going, and that's why us in the spirit, we know where we're going when we press play. We know exactly what we're saying. 1 Kings 3 and verse 7. And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. This is Solomon. I know not how to go out or come in. You see? And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people, that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give, and though Israel be as sand of sea, what only of them is going to be returning and saved. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? So once the Lord give you that discernment between what's good and what's bad, you flying colors. You have no need of a schoolmaster. What you really have need of is you actually speaking. Is you speaking and not keeping quiet. That's what our people have need of you of. Once you're not under that schoolmaster, once you don't need an elder or a head anymore or a leader. You're now that leader. And then see, the greatest leaders were once followers. You see? And we've had our training wheels, but we ain't have no training wheels anymore. And we had a bike, we ain't really had no bike no more. We had a car, but pretty soon we ain't got no car no more. We're gonna have wings, man. We're gonna have chariots, you see? It's just all on the up and up. We're not staying stagnant. We're not staying here. This is not our stay. This is not our resort, you see? Look how unlucky a lot of you guys. You forgot how you came here, man. You came here naked, man. In slavery, you see? Numbers 27 and 15. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation. That's when Joshua succeeded Moses. Which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd. You see that? And it's heavy because once you go through things and you lose people in this truth, like you'll lose family, you'll lose friends or people that you know in the truth. You'll kind of like separate. That makes you see more of why people act the way they act, why they do the things they do, why they move the way they move. Because a lot of people are consumed and destroyed because of the fucking false prophets, man. These hypocrites. They're destroying many. You see? And the Lord said unto Moses, take thee Joshua the son of Nun, and a man in whom is a spirit, and lay thine hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. See, obedient. And the Lord said, obedience is better than what? Sacrifice. Many videos or putting up many posts on social media. A lot of you guys, a lot of our people, all they do is just to be seen of men. But when it comes to be seen of the Lord and actually putting yourself out there for being a fool for Yahushai, You know, they trim their way. They make an excuse. Or they act like it's not a big deal. Let's go to the forest. Let's go not where the general population is. Let's go where wisdom's not found, in the forest. In the children's playgrounds, not on the cheap places of concourse. And that word obedient basically means to be sound. You know, to obey. You know, to take heed, man, to do. Right, it means to submit to the authority of, right? Which we speak with authority. We don't speak as the Pharisees and scribes. You know? Sirach 10:21, the fear of the Lord goes for the attaining of authority, but roughness and pride is a losing thereof, right? And a lot of you guys, you're proud and you're losing it. You're losing your crown. You're losing the spirit. And now it's going to ones that are actually going to bring the fruit and do what the master required of the servant. It says John 11:48. 47. Then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees a council and said, what do we for this man do with many miracles? And that these certain chief priests and Pharisees, they're having councils, they're gathering together now and talking about us now right now too. That's prophecy. That's spiritual power too. We know exactly what you guys are doing because we have the word of life. And we're alive and you're dead. You see, that's why we already know where you're going, man. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. So the same thing's happening now. The Edomites, they're about to take these wicked place. They're about to take them out. Because the Lord said in Romans 13 that he is a minister of the sword. Do that which is good so they won't get you. But if you do evil, then the Lord's going to use his dog, Esau, to sick you. Oh, sick him, And like, what do you mean I sold out? What do you mean I have a... Hey, your covenant with death shall be disannulled, man. Titus 1:10, for there are many unruly and vain talkers, right? Empty talkers, empty speaking, using this truth, acting like they're a man of the Lord, but they're fucking not. They're a bunch of reprobates and hypocrites and empty vessels, having not the spirit. And deceivers, especially they have the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped. They have to be stopped, man. They have to be shut. They have to be destroyed. And that's why the Lord said, cut out their tongue, O Lord, who subvert whole houses, teaching things that they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. So everything they're doing is for fucking money, man, for this filthy world. Let's go to Psalms. All right, Proverbs 10:31 says, the mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, right? But the forward tongue shall be cut out. Not spirit. Now the internet is glitching. The phone about to blow up. It's getting too hot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close out soon, man. But this is Luke 19:47 says, I'll start verse 46, says, saying unto them, it is written, my house is a house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Right? It's just stealing from the Lord, taking away from the scriptures, subtracting from the word of the Lord. It says, and he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him. So what do you think's happening now to the true man of the Lord? You have wicked men. They're seeking to destroy us, man. They're sending agents. They're sending women and certain men and false brethren around us to spy out our liberties, spy out what we're doing. But you're only going to go so far, man. Because we have that 20/20 vision, man. We can see right through a lot of you people, man. And though you say shalom and bless you, you bless with your mouth, but you curse inwardly. And you're of the house of the famous, man. Korah. Being liked and just love. The Lord's just not love. The Lord's also hate. You guys are a false balance, man. The Lord said a false balance is an abomination. Luke 19:48, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear him. See, so a lot of you guys, you don't know what to do with yourself, man. And you don't know how to enter in and out, you see, because you don't have the shepherd. You see? The Lord, when you're edified, man, is very severe, very important that you take heed to what's being said right now. And it's heavy when I did that video going into, Denzel, he basically said, because, with Navy protocol and regulations, I guess the captain can't do anything unless the second in command agrees with him. You see, and that's put there to what? So that there won't be any corruption or wickedness or loss of life for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Let everything be done in decency and order. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. So it was heavy. Denzel, he basically usurped authority because he had to save the ship, to preserve life, you know. And what happened was he got that wicked ass captain out of there, man. It was mad heavy, and he couldn't deny it. He took his hat off, he put the board down, and he went off with them 2 soldiers, man. All right, I gotta go into my prison. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy, man. And even the other soldiers and lieutenants, they saw that, they noticed that. I was like, nah, man, he's actually right. Same thing's happening in the spirit, man. And it's really heavy like that. All praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. Baba Ba, hey, shalom to the true elect, the chosen. Stay strong and fervent in the spirit.
Captain, I cannot concur.
Repeat my command.
Sir, we don't know what this message means. Our target package could have changed.
You repeat this order, or I'll find somebody who will.
No, you won't, sir.
You're relieved to your position. Cobb, remove Mr. Hunter from the control room. Get Lieutenant Zimmerman here right now.
No, sir, I do not concur, and I do not recognize your authority to relieve me under command under Navy regulations.
Cobb, arrest this man and get him out of here!
Under operating procedures governing the release of nuclear weapons, we cannot launch our missiles unless both you and I agree.
Cobb, what are you waiting for?
Sir, this is expressly why your command must be repeated. It requires my assent. I do not give it, and furthermore, you continue upon this course and insist upon this launch without confirming this message first. I will be
Chief of the boat,
backed by the rules of precedence,
Captain, commanding officer of the USS Alabama. I order you to place the XO under arrest under charge of
Navy regulations.
I say again, I order you to place the
command,
XO under arrest under charge of mutiny. Cobb!
Captain, please, the XO is right. We can't launch unless he concurs.
To the USS Alabama. Rebel-controlled missiles being fueled. Launch codes compromised. Dissonance. Threatened launch at continental United States. Set DEFCON 2. Immediately launch 10 Trident missile sorties. They're fueling their missiles! We don't have time to fuck around!
Sir, you need time to think this over.
I don't have to think this over.
Captain, I relieve you of your command of this ship. Cobb, escort the captain to his stateroom. I'm assuming command.
You're not assuming anything.
Chief of the boat, Captain Ramsey's under arrest. Lock him in his stateroom.
Captain, please.
Now, Cobb!
Aye, sir. Mitchell, Walker, take the captain below.
Cannot concur.
Repeat my command.
Sir, we don't know what this message means. Our target package could have changed.
You repeat this order, or I'll find somebody who will.
No, you won't, sir.
You're relieved to your position. Cobb, remove Mr. Hunter from the control room. Get Lieutenant Zimmerman here right now.
No, sir, I do not concur, and I do not recognize your authority to relieve me under command under Navy regulations.
Cobb, arrest this man and get him out of here!
Under operating procedures governing the release of nuclear weapons, we cannot launch our missiles unless both you and I agree.
Cobb, what are you waiting for?
Sir, this is expressly why your command must be repeated. It requires my assent. I do not give it, and furthermore, you continue upon this course and insist upon this launch without confirming this message first. I will be
Chief of the boat,
backed by the rules of precedence,
Captain, commanding officer of the USS Alabama.
regulations.
I order you to place the XO under arrest under charge of
Navy regulations.
I say again, I order you to place the XO under arrest under charge of mutiny. Cobb!
Captain, please, the XO is right. We can't launch unless he concurs.
To the USS Alabama. Rebel-controlled missiles being fueled. Launch codes compromised. Dissonance. Threatened launch at continental United States. Set DEFCON 2. Immediately launch 10 Trident missile sorties. They're fueling their missiles! We don't have time to fuck around!
Sir, I think you need time to think this over.
I don't have to think this over.
Captain, I relieve you of your command of this ship. Cobb, escort the captain to his stateroom. I'm assuming command.
You're not assuming anything.
Chief of the boat, Captain Ramsey's under arrest. Lock him in his stateroom.
Captain, please.
Now, Cobb!
Aye, sir. Mitchell, Walker, take the captain below.